Welcome, mentors. Thank you for taking the time to volunteer for Junior Achievement's 11th Annual Titan Challenge. My name is Jenna Jeffrey. I'm the Events and Programs Coordinator at Junior Achievement, and I'm joined by board member Kevin Heatley from Gorham Savings Bank.
Hey there.
In these few short videos, we are going to provide an overview of the agenda for the day, describe the breakout session activity hosted by Tyler Technologies, and explain how the Titan simulation game actually works.
So these are the screens you're going to see during the competition. This first screen is the landing screen for the game, and you're going to be putting in the address, which is actually called titan.ja.org. This information is shared during the competition with all the teams and mentors. But this is the screen you'll get to, and then in the middle there is where you're going to put your username and password for your team, or your team will do this, and this also will be provided during the competition. Once you enter that data, you get to this screen here, which will tell you what's going on for the current round that's happening during the competition. Once the round starts, that play game button at the top will be turned orange, and you can click on that to get into the game. Then your team will be brought into the game, and this is their headquarters and where they get the information for their specific company and also the industry that they're in. So the first thing that comes up is some people that work for them that tell them what's going on with their business. So there's different, they call it the video instant messenger there, but different information they need to read or hear, because it'll actually be audio as well, so they understand how to play the game, but also what's going on at that current time with their company. At the bottom left-hand corner in the green there, you see the performance index. In one of our other videos, we talked about what makes up that performance index, so please check that out. But at the beginning of each round, every team in that industry gets a 100 performance index. And then right above it is the rankings comparing your team to the other teams in your industry. Again, as the other video says, each industry has 7 or 8 teams competing against each other from across the state, and they are ranked by their performance index. So you'll see that fluctuate during the round as the round goes on and the quarters end, and each team gets new scoring. Across the top, you have different tabs that also give your team information about what's going on for their company and their industry. So you want to make sure that your team is checking all that information that they have available to them so they can use that to their advantage to understand how to make their company better. In the middle there, you see the quarter that you're on. Quarter one is the case that we're in right now, and then this is where they can submit what they want to put for each of the criteria that they have. So you see to the left of that, out of the units there, the plans that tell you that the unit price for how much you want to sell your hollow generators for is there. In this case, it's $30. And the production, you see it says the capacity is 525, so you want to try to figure out what is a good production capacity for your company at that time based on how you're selling your hollow generators. And then you have some decisions on how much you want to spend on marketing and R&D, because those are how well you're going to be able to sell your hollow generators and make new ones. And then capital investment is something that you need to decide how much you want to spend on. And then you have charitable givings. The company needs to decide how much they want to give to charitable givings, which helps with the marketing efforts in their communities. Then when they're done with putting that information in, they have to hit the submit button below. If they decide after they hit the submit button to change their mind on one or more of those parameters, they can do that as long as time hasn't expired for that quarter. Whatever the last submission they make for that quarter is what's taken for the competition. And then a new quarter will start, and they have to make some new decisions based on what's going on in their industry and their company, so they have to get the updated data, and then they go ahead with doing this all over again. So there are multiple quarters, and then at the end of the multiple quarters, the round ends, and then scoring happens based on their rankings of their performance index. Those are the screens that you're going to be seeing during the competition.
Thank you again for taking the time to watch this video, and for also for taking the time to volunteer. We couldn't put on this event for high school students without you.
Yes, thank you very much.
There are a couple other videos that you can check out, including the overview of the agenda for the day, as well as some key terms that would be helpful before the event.